I used to look like this. I was tired all the time, ashamed of how I looked, and I genuinely thought that nothing would ever change it. But fast forward to now, I've lost 70 pounds of fat and I am stronger, happier, and more confident than I've ever been before. And in this video, I'm going to share with you the lessons I learned along the way. The ones that I wish someone told me when I was first starting out, so you can avoid the mistakes that I made and finally start seeing the results you want. The first lesson that I learned is that weight and fat are not the same thing. I used to obsess over my daily weigh-ins, but one of the biggest mistakes you can make when you're trying to lose fat is obsessing over the number that you see on the scale. What you need to realize is that your total body weight includes everything from bones to organs to water to the food in your stomach, muscle mass, and yes, fat included. So when the scale goes up or down, it doesn't always mean you're gaining or losing fat. And by blindly chasing a number, it can actually set you back. If you're constantly trying to make the number on the scale drop as fast as possible, you're going to lose not just fat, but also muscle mass. And losing muscle is the last thing you want. Muscle is what makes you have an aesthetic physique, so unless you want to end up looking skinny fat, you need to prevent it. Your real goal should be fat loss, not weight loss. Fat loss means getting leaner whilst maintaining your muscle mass, whereas weight loss means just simply getting lighter. That's why you need to stop living and dying by the number on the scale. The scale is just a tool. What actually matters is how you feel in your own skin, how confident you are, how well your clothes fit, how you walk into a room. Those are real indicators of change. So don't let the scale control you. It can fluctuate for 100 different reasons. What actually matters is that you're steadily losing weight and that you can feel yourself losing fat. That is how you know you're on the right track. The second thing I learned is there's no such thing as a bad food. One of the most damaging ideologies people have around dieting is that certain foods are bad. We live in a world today where so many foods are demonized, but you need to understand there is no such thing as a bad food, just bad diets. Are some foods better for you than others? Obviously. But that doesn't mean just because one food is nutritionally better for you than another food that it makes that other food bad. When it comes to dieting, not only do we need to take into account the calories and macros, but you also need to take into account adherence. The best diet isn't the one that's the cleanest. The best diet is the one that you can adhere to for months and years. And ironically, the best way for you to stick to a diet is to include foods that you love, not restrict them. That's why I always recommend the 80-20 rule. 80% of your calories from whole, nutritious foods, and 20% from foods you enjoy. Look, if you're someone that loves eating only meat, vegetables, and fruit, then guess what? That's the best diet for you as an individual, but for most people it's not. You need to find the diet that works for you, the diet that you can adhere to for months and years, and the diet that gets you to your goal. So no food is good or bad. It's just food. With that being said though, there is one nutrient that changed the game for me when it came to fat loss, and that was protein. So the third thing I learned is that protein is your best friend. But why? Well, it keeps you full, helps you retain muscle whilst losing fat, and it actually burns more calories during digestion than carbs or fats. When people first start dieting, they say, okay, I'm just gonna slash my calories in half. But that is a recipe for ending up skinny fat with no muscle. You have to make sure you are eating a high protein diet whilst in a calorie deficit. And by high protein, I mean 1 gram of protein per pound of your desired body weight. So if you desire to be 180 pounds, then eat 180 grams of protein per day. That may sound like a lot, but if you structure each of your meals around a source of protein like chicken, fish, beef, or Greek yogurt, it adds up fast. The best part of protein though is that it controls cravings and helps you feel satiated for longer, which helps with adherence. And remember what I said earlier? Adherence is the most important part of a diet if you want to lose fat and keep it off in the long term. So yes, calories matter, but protein is what's most important. The fourth thing I learned is that walking is the secret weapon when it comes to fat loss. You are told you need to do HIIT workouts, run 5K a day, or do Hydrox workouts to lose fat. But I am telling you that is complete and utter bollocks. Don't get me wrong, training is important. You should get yourself in the gym 3 to 4 times a week for around an hour, and you should also do 1 hard cardio session per week. But walking is something you can do every single day. Back when I was this guy at 248 pounds, I couldn't run. If I went for a jog, my knees would be written off for a week. But what could I do? I could do 10,000 steps every single day. And once I started doing that, the fat just started melting off. Walking burns calories, reduces stress, improves recovery, and doesn't spike your hunger the way intense cardio does. It's the lowest effort, highest reward tool you can use, especially when you combine it with a solid diet and training program. People love to complicate fat loss, but sometimes it's just as simple as walk more. And the best part about walking is you can fit it into your life really easily. Take a 10-minute walk in the morning, walk on your lunch break, walk after dinner, stick a podcast in, go for a stroll at night. It all adds up. You know what, do me a favor, after this video, finish the video, but go for a walk and do 2,000 steps. I guarantee you will enjoy it much more than you think. And walking actually taught me the fifth lesson. Stop trying to be perfect and focus on being consistent. That was a massive mindset shift for me. Because before I thought I had to be all in, train every single day, eat the perfect diet, do everything right. And that's what actually kept me fat. Because before that, anytime I messed up, whether it was missing a workout or eating over my calories by even just 100 calories, I'd think, okay, fuck, I've messed up. I might as well just throw away the whole week and restart on Monday. But fat loss doesn't come from being perfect. It comes from being consistent over a long period of time. I started thinking about things in terms of averages. Instead of being perfect for 7 days a week, I just need to be good for 5 to 6 days a week, and that's how I'll see results. Once I gave up the perfectionist mindset and I just started focusing on being consistent every single day, the pressure went away and I started to see more results than I ever had before. Progress isn't about what you do occasionally, it's about what you do consistently. I literally coach people now, and you're probably sat there thinking this guy's perfect every single day, but trust me, I'm not. I still have 2 days a month where I maybe miss a workout or I eat 500 calories over what I'm supposed to be eating. Everyone messes up. Every single person in the world messes up. So stop trying to think that you're going to be the only person that's going to be perfect, because you are not. Just be consistent. And it's through that consistency that I learned something else. Your life changes in more ways than you could ever imagine when you lose fat. But of course I look better, but my energy's gone up. I sleep better. I'm more confident than ever, and I finally feel in control of my life. I started walking into rooms with more confidence. My clothes fit better. I stopped wearing baggy stuff for the first time in years, and I finally was willing to take pictures with my friends. But more importantly than any of that, I started believing in myself again. The discipline and consistency I built whilst losing fat flowed into other areas of my life, my work, my relationships, everything. It's like fat loss tipped over that last domino that completely changed the course of my life. And if it wasn't for that, you literally wouldn't be watching this video right now. And that's what I want you to understand. Fat loss is what directly happens, but it's what indirectly changes that changes your life for the better forever. And then there's the fact that people just start to treat you better. Whether that's good or bad is not for me to say, it's just the truth. And that leads me on to the last thing that I learned. It's not about the number on the scale. It's about the person you become. The discipline you build from showing up when you don't want to. The self-respect that comes from keeping promises to yourself. And the confidence you gain from doing hard things and not quitting. When I first started my own fat loss journey, all I cared about was a specific number on the scale. And I thought to myself, once I hit that, something magic is going to happen. But what really changes your life isn't the number. It's the person you become. Someone who shows up consistently and doesn't run from discomfort. And you finally work out your own worth by going through that process. Losing 70 pounds of fat didn't just give me a better body, a better mind. It helped me take control of my life. And that's really what I want for you. So if you're someone who's just starting on your journey, or you keep starting over, stop focusing on the fucking number. Focus on being consistent. Find what works for you. Find the best diet for you. Find the best training program for you. Find the best coach for you. Stop trying to do what everyone else is doing, and find what genuinely resonates with you, and I swear to you, you will see the results that you want. The best version of you is worth so much more than any number you could ever possibly see on a scale. So look, believe me, you can do it. As I always say, if I can do it, you can do it too. If you need some help on this journey, you have one of two options. You can sign up to my email list for free, where I give weekly fat loss tips, my best recipes, and much more. Or if you want some one-on-one guidance and you want to work with me directly to get in the best shape of your life, you could book a call down below. Other than that, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.